Hi. So last night I did the free Zoom, and so if any of you are on this membership, you probably watched the free Zoom, and now you're in the future listening to this. So it's working. You're creating your future. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what came up in that, but also just what's up in the world right now. And I'm sure it's going to apply to you at whatever stage this is, because the thing about like following the energy with what you know is that there is no limitation of the way that time is set out, in the way that you can create and know when something is required. And so, how many of you have a sense of what is required when it's required, but you don't choose it because it doesn't match what you've decided it has to be in order to create the future that you predicted has to be or decided has to be? And so, what I would like to also start to invite you guys is to start to look at all of these places in your life where you get an awareness, or you something is like talking to you. It's like going, hey, listen to me, listen to me. And it's like, do you follow that, or do you dismiss it because it doesn't fit what you've decided has to be? So how many decisions, conclusions, and judgments are you using to dismiss the gifts of possibility that you could be choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And so one of the conversations that we were having last night is about like coming out of this place where you function from like a solidified reality and starting to function from a place where you have the space to receive the contribution that the future can be, where it's like the future can talk to us and give us information about what's going to show up and about like how things could show up differently. But we have to be willing to follow what we know, and we have to be willing to take action on those awarenesses. And a lot of this stuff will be like super like feather touch. It's not usually like a sledgehammer. Sometimes it shows up like a sledgehammer across the head of, dummy, let's do this now. But it's like, I also would like to invite you to start to pay attention to those little things that you just get in a day. And it might be calling someone, it might be going to have a cup of coffee with someone that you haven't seen for a while. It might be going to a shop that you haven't been in for a while. It might be doing something on the computer that you've been avoiding, or, you know, it's like any of those things that you get. It's what we're doing with this is we're also engaging in the creation of a different future. And as you engage, more things are going to engage with you. And so just giving you this place where it's like, start to notice what is communicating with me, and how can I be with this in a different way. And for some of you, you might already do it and you haven't acknowledged it, or it's like there might be places where you do it that you haven't acknowledged. So acknowledge where you are doing this, and then more of it will start to show up. And what you'll also notice is like any area of your life that is not moving, any area that you would like to create a different future that feels like solidified, I want to invite you to like, so the right and wrong stuff is dynamic for undoing that. And so what I'd like to invite you to do for any area of your life that isn't moving, for any area of your life where you feel like it is a defined future, start to, okay, so what am I making right here, and what am I making wrong here that is not allowing me to see the awareness beyond it? And so you can use the tools, POC and POD, everything that is, times a godzillion, right, wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And it's like, keep asking, keep clearing that stuff. And then what I'd like you also to start to look for is the space of possibilities beyond that. And the space of possibilities beyond that is not necessarily going to show up as one thing or two things. It's like there might be a whole variety of different possibilities that will start to show up in that area. And then you have this terrible job of choosing. And it's like with each choice that you make, you get awareness of what that choice creates. And if you're looking for some area of your life to move, to start to change, choice is the element of action that starts to put that in place. So what's one area of your life that if you made a different choice would start to move it in a different direction? And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and popcorn, nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So play with that and let's see what you can change with your choice. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.